Morning, everybody. It's 8:26 a.m. It's April 21st. It's a Friday. Hope everybody's having a good day. I hope everybody had a good trading day yesterday. This market is nuts. Nobody can get an upper hand. It's a bull and bear fight. We're still in balance, and this market doesn't know which way it wants to go. So it's very interesting. Every day there's a gap. It's just nuts. It really is nuts, and we'll get into all that. We'll get into all that. Okay, let's first do an introduction. My name's Steven Gonzalez. I'm trying to build this channel and and my main focus and my main edge in the market is looking at market profile and volume profile and supply and demand zones, key levels. I'm adding to the mix my gamma exposure levels. That's really eye-opening. That's basically how dealers and market makers are hedged and what they have to do when those positions get tested. So that's been very interesting for me as of late. I will include some of these things upcoming. All right. As well, I'm trying to build this channel and I'm at 99 subscribers. I just need one person. Give me that 100. Come on. Subscribe. Set an alert. Please. I only need one more. That's all I need. One more. Anyway, trying to build my, you can follow me on social media as well. We got my Twitter, Gonzo719. We got my Instagram, Gonzo719 Jersey. All right. Um, let's get into these markets. Let's get into the watch list. There's not tons of news, but some things I want to talk about. Okay, so let's get right over to the watch list. All right, so the VIX is up 0.64%. Crude's getting some love, up 0.56. Bitcoin's slightly up 0.39. Russell's up 0.13. Bonds being basically flat. The Dow's basically flat. ES flat. Dollar flat. Nasdaq's down 0.21. 10-year yield slightly down 0.25. Silver down 0.39. Ether down 0.52. Gold dipped below 2K, right about at it, right? Down 1.05%. Let's move on to the next watch list. Here's the stocks I love to trade. Okay, so coins is up 1.83%, followed by Amazon. Well, Amazon just took the lead here, just as we're speaking here, up 1.57. 105 is a key level in Amazon. Okay, that's huge. So if the market going to do something, pull back to 105, I'd probably be interested in a long. We'll have to see though. Tesla up 0.95. Tesla actually just increased their prices on their most expensive models to, I guess everybody's scared about margin. Well, they just increased their prices back. It's still, I think, 20% below prices that they were in the beginning of the year, or last year. Um, let's see what else here. Tesla also got a downgrade, just to be clear, too. All right, so who's laggards? Meta. I know they just gonna lay off some people. Okay, so they're down 1.07%, but usually layoffs mean more money, but um, they're down 1.07%. I do see there's a lawsuit too with Meta, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Apple. Apple is down 1.17%. Baba. Man, I mentioned this at the end of the feed yesterday. Okay, 93. I made a little short on it. Didn't get a lot of views on it. Don't know why, but Baba under that 93 level, that was a gamma exposure level, a negative gamma exposure level. And it just, when it broke that, I saw it and I was in another trade. I was actually in a meta trade and I was going to get to it, but then it just fell and I wasn't going to chase it. But it was, what a beautiful, those levels are just something else, boy. So it's gapping down now, 1.26%. Okay. So let's move on. Top sectors. All right, Procter and Gamble had earnings. They had good earnings, good forecast. Pretty much a recession-proof stock. I own some of Procter and Gamble, so I'm happy about that. Up 2.62%. Some settlements in with their talc. J&J have been, I think, paused. United Healthcare has got it initiated a coverage on it as overweight, so that's getting some love. Healthcare is getting some love. All right, so who's the laggard? Cat. Cat is the laggard. That's really all the laggard to speak of. Home Depot is really not that much down that much. Let's move on. Let's just look at these sectors. Okay, we got staples. That's Procter and Gamble. Okay, healthcare. No surprise there. Okay, and then we have Amazon, Tesla for consumer discretionary. All right, so you see defensives in staples, healthcare, not discretionary, in utilities, leading in the pre-market. Excuse me. Who's laggard? Semis, technology. Technologies, AMD, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft. So obviously Apple down 1.25% is not going to help that. All right, so let's get into some news. Okay, and I'm going to quickly go over this. So, okay, so it would look like the Fed hike still in play. Procter & Gamble, I talked about, raises their full sales forecast. Tesla hikes U.S. prices. Um, what else was I going to talk about here? I might just go right through it, but see, there's Meta's. Um, Meta has Italy's antitrust authority said it's taking measures against Meta over an alleged abusive position in the country. So that could be the reason why Meta's a little weak. Also doing layoffs. Um, let's see. So here's some American Express got a downgrade. AT&T got a downgrade. DR Horton got an upgrade. Let's see here. Now, very important today. 9:45. I would not want to be in a trade. You got S&P Global Manufacturing Flash PMI, Global Services Flash PMI, Global Composite Flash PMI. I wouldn't want to be in a trade at that time that can cause some volatility. Okay. Let's see what else. Now, the one thing I did notice, I'm going to scroll down here. You see the red. It says tech inflows resume 600 million, the largest inflow into healthcare since November 2021, the largest inflow into consumer stocks since December 2021 from Bank of America. So that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. Um, that's probably about it for the news. Okay, let's work ourselves over to the daily charts. All right. So as always, we zoom out, look at the whole year. We've been in this little range. We'll zoom in. Okay. And just see what we did yesterday. We came down to this 410 support. That we did break under the 8 EMA daily, 9 EMA daily. I gotta change this to the 9. That's okay. It's not a big deal. So we're making lower high, lower high, lower high. Okay. Mini downtrend. However, we need to break 410. Where are we at right now? 411, 80. So we're about right here. We're about at the close from yesterday. So just More of the same, right? All right, let's get into the Qs. All right, we'll zoom out. You can see this big range we're in, right? Let's zoom in. And what we got? Top of the range 320, bottom of the range 313. Okay, we are making lower highs. Yesterday, we closed above the 20 super moving. We broke it, but then we closed above it. Okay, you can see that in the Qs. Okay, let's go to the Dow. Dow's in this big most traded price of the last year. Okay, we'll zoom in here and let's see what the Dow has been doing. I mean, from this range, I'll take it from this range actually. So this 3316 level is very key. Did we hit it yesterday? No, we didn't. Okay, underneath the 80-minute daily, we closed right at it. Where's the Dow now? 338. It's pretty much at the close, just like all the other indexes. Okay, we're at this support of this range, so we broke that yesterday and close underneath it. So that's very interesting. I'm going to put an alert under this level. All right, let's move on. Let's go to the Russell, the weakest of the sectors. I mean the indexes, I'm sorry. In a tight range here. No surprise. Let's go from the moved. Right? So from this move all the way down, the farthest we could get still is at 38.2 Fibonacci retracement. Alright, we're in this range. Resistance 179.1. We got support at 176.67. Now what did we do? We came down to this support. Have a doji yesterday right at the 80-minute daily. Got the 20 super mover average here. Okay, so where are we at now? 177.55. Right here. So slightly above yesterday's close. Again, just like all the indexes, not really showing its hand. It's Friday. It's OPEX. So this is the monthly expiries of options today. So expect some volatility and then expect some not so much volatility towards the afternoon, because stocks sometimes tend to pin around a strike. Sometimes. Okay, just keep that in mind. That wraps it up for the indexes, right? Let's get to the triple-headed monster. The 10-year yield. All right, let's look at it. All right, I'm going to zoom in here. So we've made a nice move up. Lately, we've come down to the 200-day moving average. So we're at about 3.5 right now. We're down 0.54. So it's made a little bit of a move back. Okay. Still have to watch this. Okay. Still have to watch it. Let's go to VIX. What did the VIX do? Couldn't quite get over to 17.93, this resistance level. But it did make a nice move up yesterday. But we need to break this level to really get some downside movement. It hasn't been able to do that yet. The dollar, just craziness. I mean, the candlesticks are just insane. Kind of just hanging around this 101. Okay. Really undecided here. All right. Let's move over to the market profile, volume profile, most traded prices, supply and demand. Let's get over there right now. All right, so let's look at what we normally look at. Okay. First thing we got to look at, volume profile of the last 5 days. Very balanced. So right away, if I only needed to look at one thing, that shows me a perfect bell curve. That just means that we're in perfect balance. You can see the value area, 70% of the trade has happened in this highlighted area. And this is all sessions 24-hour. This is basically 24-hour. Okay, so just showing you balance. Okay, we're finally not gapping today. But some levels have been moved around a little bit. Okay, so let's look at our levels. So 4170 held the market down yesterday. Okay, you can see that. So right here, came up to it yesterday, could not go above it. Came right into the supply zone yesterday and sold off. Okay, so that's still a big level. Now the most traded price of the month has actually moved higher. That is now the low. That is now 41.52. 41.30 is still important. It's right. 41.30 still here. Still got some volume there. But now this is the new rolling. Remember, it's a rolling level, so it's right here, and that's where price is. 41.50. So again, you're underneath these big levels right now. You're underneath them. That is bearish. That is bearish for where the price is. Can we traverse it? Of course. Okay. Now where we got to look at? We got to look at is where are we at as compared to yesterday, right? So here's the overnight session. Here's the low. Here's the high. Now we're not gapping today finally. There's yesterday's high. Where's price? Right here. That doesn't tell us a lot. Okay. Now earlier we were down here. We weren't gapping, but we were down here. Okay, so no longer, this was at one point almost, like I would say, 90% net short. We were down here. That would have been a nice probably fade back up, but now that has already happened. Price is here now. So we don't have that beautiful fade like it's happened 3 days in a row now. Okay. The other thing I would say is look at the profile. This is market profile, this is volume profile. They both kind of look similar. But let's look at the volume on the overnight. Just want to point this out. This is called a bullish imbalance. So whenever you have a profile that's incomplete, see how it's incomplete? It's incomplete, right? A completed profile would look like this. So that's like values being built up here, which this profile is telling me we probably can expect a move back up to here. Doesn't have to, but that's kind of how the profile works. You always want to correct imbalances. So this is a bullish imbalance. What would correct it? A nice bell curve. Okay. There's a lot of stuff cool with volume profile, market profile like that. Okay. Now, any money in a candlestick situation, this is going to look like a bull flag, basically. Okay. So we're not in a great area right now. In between these big levels, we're in the value area, of the last 5 days. I prefer to be outside of it so you could do trades. However, we have to have a game plan, right? So let's do that. Now it all depends on a breakout's going to happen. When is it going to happen? Because it will happen. Or are we going to continue in this range? Right? That's really what we're talking about here. So let's get into it. And we'll just talk about the long. first. Okay, in order for me to get long, okay, two things have to happen. To be honest with you, the conservative long is I want to see complete this profile like the overnight. Come up here, break the supply and hold above the 4170 level. Okay, I'm being straight honest with you. There's so much supply overhead. I would want to see this break this supply, come back and hold for me to consider to go long. I know that's a lot, but that would convince me. I don't want to get chopped up. Okay, and this is in futures. Okay, the other one, which you could play what we've been doing, if the sellers do not have strength, and let's say we do come down here. There's the demand zone right here, and you'd come and test this. You can test it. We could pop right out of here. So that's one long, right? But if we come and test the 20-day simple moving average in this demand as well, and we just can't find sellers, and you start making lower highs, then you can start to go back, target this 4150. Hold one on to see if we can traverse to the other side. Because that would just be a range bound market again. We really have to break this 20 simple moving average to go lower. Okay? I just don't see anyone with the big edge right now. Who's going to win, right? All right, let's talk about the short. So the immediate short, okay, what I'd be looking at would be using this big level and the most traded price of yesterday. So I can definitely see this getting tagged. There's a supply zone right here too. Okay, I can see us either going in, failing the supply zone, but I kind of honestly see this us tagging the most traded price of yesterday. This is what you need to look for. If we come through this level, 4152, right, and we hold, you're going to short, probably target 4130. I'm sorry. You target the yesterday's lows right here. Target 4130. And then see what happens when we touch the 20-day simple moving average and this demand zone. Okay, that could definitely happen because now why? Right, let's get the why. Well, you got longs from here. Okay, everybody now is long from the bottom, and this volume here, there's a lot of transactions happening here. Okay, so you always want to cause pain. So if you have longs from up here and you make that move up and you come through, well, they're going to cover. Okay, and you're going to go down. Okay, this is a little more of an aggressive short, but you're using this big level. Okay, the other short, okay, is if we do come up here to 4170. There's a supply zone here yesterday that was tested and it worked. It held. This is your next one where you could short here. You target the 4152. You hold one on a runner to do the same as the other short. Using that level. That's a big level. Okay. Now, if we're range bound, if this market doesn't have enough strength, you're going to want to wait all the way till this supply and see what happens here. And then short, target. Can we come back? Just because this is a range bound market. But I'm really going to look at that open to see what we do here because we could definitely target that. Okay, that's our ES plan. Let's go over to the NASDAQ. Okay, what are we going to look at? Another balance profile. right? That just means we're in balance, which we are, right? Now, these levels are very close together, the most traded price of the month and the week, right here. Okay, we got that 1380, got the 13150. This area right here. We're below it, you have to be bearish. Okay? Now look yesterday. It tried to go above this level yesterday and failed. And then we came through. That all that longs got punished. Okay? So same thing, that's our wall. And now we have some supply here. Okay, so let's look at our levels. Okay, what are we doing? Remember, Apple's weak, Meta's weak. Meta just got weaker as I'm speaking. So that's big. Communications, technology, that's big. Okay, we're kind of at the bottom of this range in the NASDAQ. Very important. Okay, you have a demand zone down here and another one. If we can break these overnight lows, you're in a demand zone, which isn't great for a short. Okay, so I don't want to be short down here. So again, you're going to use our key levels today. So let's look at this overnight low, overnight high. Actually, overnight high is here. Apologize. Yesterday's low, yesterday's high. So we're at the lows of yesterday. Okay, so market's saying they're accepting the lower prices. We closed right here. Okay, so NASDAQ's weaker. All right, we're underneath the 9 EMA daily, underneath the 20-day simple moving average. All right, so we got to talk about. Let's talk about. We have to be biased short, so we're going to talk about the shorts first, using our levels. Okay, so what am I going to look at? Okay, so first thing I want to see is if we do get some buying up here, I want to see what we do when we come into this supply zone with the 20 simple day moving average right here. If we come into the supply, get some weakness, you can go short, target overnight low in this demand zone. And then see if there's any strength in this demand. This demand has not been tested yet. So hold a runner, see if you can hold it, right? But if we power through this demand, we're probably gonna see this demand zone here. Okay. Now remember, Apple is weak. Microsoft's weak as well. Tech is 27% of the S&P. Just keep that in mind. I don't know if Apple launches from the open. I don't know that. Okay, but it's underneath the key level of 165 in Apple. Okay, so what would be the next thing we'd be looking for? Okay, let's say we push above here. Now you have, what beautiful about this is this next level, the 131.50, the most traded price of the month. You have monthly VWAP, yesterday's most traded price. I'd really want to see what it can do to this level. If you get something like this and it comes back through it, you short that. You short that. Okay, probably target developing VPOC, whichever the VPOC is of the developing at the moment. I won't know what that is, and then you target overnight low, and then you can see if it get followed through. That's using this key level. Okay, of course, let's talk about the long. Okay, long could also be a trap for the shorts. Okay, so we're short from here. Remember, market short from here, closed here, short. Now there's some excess, but some buying came in. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. So what you could see is either we come down here, we come up here and come down here. But if we come in here and sellers just have a hard time, well, you're going to go long. Okay, you're going to go long, probably target this 131. That's a 20-day simple moving average. You're going to probably have a hard time, but you probably want to target this 131.40 area for your long. See if you can hold it. You got a lot of wall here. That's going to be hard to get through. Okay, it's going to be very hard to get through if you hold a runner. I mean, I wouldn't be super confident in pushing through this. Okay, other one, conservative long. What you need to do, what you need to see is, even if we come down here or we just push, if we push through this walls, and it's not going to be easy, and we start push, come back, lower high, then I would want to go long. If I don't want to do any longs from down here, I got to see that be taken to make long, because then you're going to make all these shorts. Remember, we just had lower high. You're going to make them shorts cover. I don't know if we break out, but that's the only time I'm going to want to be long. All right. So we got our game plans in both indexes. Okay. What's been holding this market, right? Well, I talked about it yesterday. Really quickly, I'm going to hit you with the watch list real quick. Let's go over to the hour charts, the candlestick charts. All right, let's look at this. All right, so there's the fib, right? So what I was saying yesterday, we took out this swing low here yesterday, right? Came down. Well, actually, we went all the way back up. That's where we had their resistance at the most traded price of the week. All right, this is the ES. And then what happened? Right? Came back down, and the 61.8 level is just holding the market. The 61.8 Fibonacci retracement 41.43 is holding the market. And now we're getting some love here with a candle. Okay, you can see that right into a supply zone. So 61.8, so the 41.43 level in the futures is very key. It's holding the market right now. Remember what I said, you close under that 61.8, we're going to test down here. But as long as we hold it, it gives us a shot to go back here and to go here. Okay, just want to point that out, give you a candlestick view. And we also can look at the NASDAQ, okay? Let's zoom in here. Okay, so we have a fib, right? From here all the way to here. Now, two most important ones, 50% retracement and 61.8. Okay, so we came up here, we came all the way down to the 61.8 and this trend line, found support, right? Then we broke the trend line, tried to close underneath the 61.8, went right back up to the most traded price of the week, found sellers yesterday, right? Pushed down again, tried to close under the 61.8, found buyers again. But now we're holding under the 50% retracement in the NASDAQ. Okay? And you can see lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So it is bearish as far as the trend. Okay? But what you want to see is this 61.8 right here, which is 130.67. See, you're putting lower lows in too. So that's why I like this supply zone here with the 20-day simple moving average, to see if we can go and test the supply and then test this key 129.64 level. But you want to see it hold under the 61.8 retracement level. Okay, getting some love right now. Again, if it holds here, okay, and we break through this supply and the 50% Fibonacci, which is right here, then we got to test with these big levels here. And see if we can take out these swing highs. And then of course we can move all the way back up here. But that's got a lot of work to do that. Okay. Real quick, we'll look at the volume profile. Watch this. I love this tool in NinjaTrader. I can literally just do this, and it gives me volt profile. Okay. So you can see all this volume has been concentrated in this area. That's the value area. Okay. So in a market auction theory, I just want to bring this up. I don't talk about this a lot, but this is the value area. This is where the market deems these prices as fair. Okay, so if this was like a, let me see, like a car, okay, or a house. A house is the best, and we're below value. Well, you're gonna want to buy the house because it's below value. So this is a good buying opportunity because, oh, this is lower prices. This is actually below value, and you'd want to buy it. And then when you're above value, look at this value area, right? You notice how this topped out. Well, this is when prices are too high, and people want to sell when you're above value. You sell. So that's just part of how market auction theory. When you look at this profile, it's not just the most traded prices, which are here. It's also value. The value area. 70% of the trades happened in this value area. We're below it right now. Right? Ooh, the house is on the market. Ooh, that price is lower than the list price. It dropped. Ooh, I want to buy it, right? That's how Conovet works too. So I just wanted to give you guys that little tidbit. Hopefully that helps. So all it is an auction at the end of the day. That's all it is. Okay, as always, I'm looking for the 100. Who's gonna be the 100? So subscribe. I'm trying to build this channel. Okay. Gonna try to keep adding to the channel. Hopefully our trade plans make sense. Everybody's understanding what I'm talking about. Right? So I just want to make sure. And of course, always give me a like. I'm on social media, so you got my Twitter, Gonzo719. You got my Instagram, Gonzo719Jersey. Okay. And that's going to wrap up today. All right. So today's OpEx, Operations Expiration. The monthlies are expiring. Okay. That usually causes some volatility. So could act some crazy movements from the market. And then finally they could die down in the afternoon, headed into the weekend. Okay. So be patient. Remember, 9:45. Try not to be in a day trade. Could ruin your trade. Okay, 9:45. You have 3 data coming out, PMI. Okay, and that's it for me today. Wish everybody have a good weekend. If you don't hear from me, I'm hoping I'm putting a trade on later. So what am I looking at today as far as trades? Well, as far as stocks, Amazon holding 105, coin dropping below 60 per a possible short, or if the market shows strength, a possible long at 60. Okay. Tesla, if it drops below 160, I'm looking at that. Okay. Google, 105 as well. That's a key area, 105. If I get a pullback to that, I'm going to be interested in longs. Okay. Snow, 142. 142 in snow. Okay, what else am I looking at? AMD, 90 level. Okay. Nvidia, 275. That's what I'm going to look at. These are some of my barometers of where I want to be. Okay, Meta, 215. Apple, 165 and 162.50. Those are very important levels, okay, to be on the lookout for. And when those levels, put them on your chart and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so everybody have a great weekend. Stay green. As always, let's make some money today, right? Take it easy.